So next step is use calculation group. So calculation group means creating one calculation once and apply it to many different measures. So instead of creating a multiple measure, we can use the same logic and we can reuse this one calculation group multiple times. So we can see with an example. So for example, our manager is telling us to create a KPI which should show current year sales, current year profit, current year quantity, for which we need to see all the previous values and we need to see the difference and we need to see the change in percentage. So what we will do normally, we will be creating this. For example, for sales, we need to create a measure called current year sales and previous year sales, one measure, and sales differences and sales change percentage. So we need to create four measure here. We will be using the same logic to create for profit also and for quantity also. So there will be multiple measures involved in the same logic, right? So instead of this, what we can do is we can use this calculation group. So we can see how we can use this. What we can do, we can go to modeling here. So before that, we can see this table is having the same calculation. I have created four measures which is current year sales, previous year sales, percentage difference and variance. So we don't want so much of measures here. If manager is asking us to create profit and quantity, again I need to create more measure, right? So instead of that, what we can do, go to modeling, click on this calculation group. Automatically, a calculation group will be created here. If you can see here, under this calculation item, we need to create the measures. So what we have seen here, current year sales we need to create, right? So for that, what we can do, I'll use the same measure name. So same measure name I am giving here and selected measure we need to give here. So what does this selected measure means? Give me the current measure as it is. So whatever the measure which we are giving in the visual, it picks that and it calculates based on that. So that is the use of this selected measure. CY sales I am creating in the calculation groups. If you see here now, there is a calculation group under which there is a calculation item. I'll be creating the CY sales here. So next what we need to do, we need to create this previous year sales. So for that, I will be using the same logic. Now what we need to do, I need to create, I should not create a measure, I need to create a calculated item, calculation item. So I'll click on this. I'll paste this previous year's measure here. So I have the sales measure, so I'll update this. Here I will update the date column which is already available in the master table. Instead of using same period last year, I can use previous year also. So I'm using previous year and I'm using the date master date table date and I'm closing the bracket here. So previous year sales it will be available here. So now what we need to do, we need to see the sales difference, right? So for that, what we can do, we can use the same logic here. Create new calculation item. Sorry, I did a mistake here. Previous year sales, right? I used the previous year sales here. Sorry, sales measure here. Instead of that, what we need to do, I need to use the selected measure. So this is the dynamic way, right? We should not use the sales measure here. We need to click OK. So same thing, I'll copy and new item I'll create. Mm, differences. Differences means current year sales minus previous year sales, right? For current year sales, what we have given, selected measure. It should be whatever the values are available minus, and this is the logic which we have given in the previous year sales, right? We can give the same logic here and click on OK. Only thing what I will do is I'll rename this because it is common for all the KPIs which we are going to use. So instead of updating the calculation group as CY sales, I'll just keep it as CY and PY sales as PY. So for percentage change, this is the logic. Sales differences are divided by PY sales. So only change percentage I will give. Again, we can create new calculation item. Here we can give the percentage change. Now use the divide tax. Inside that we need to give current year sales. For current year sales, we are giving selected measure minus previous year sales. For previous year sales, we are giving this logic. Again, selected calculated DAX. Inside that, we are giving selected measure, comma, previous year, date, date master date we are giving. And then we need to divide with the same previous year, right? For finding out the percentage change, current year minus previous year divided by previous year, right? So for that, I'm using this same DAX and then close the bracket. So your change percentage, it will come here now. What you can do, you can take this formula minus this formula and then divided by PY formula. So that's what I have given here. Then we have created all these four measures now, calculation item. So we can go to this table. What I will do, I'll convert this table into metrics and I'll remove all the measures here. And in calculation group, we will be having this calculation group, right? So whatever we have created, it will be available here. I am dropping this here. And whatever the if I need sales, right, I have created this sales measure. So what I will do, I'll just drag here. Automatically it creates the calculation. One logic I have written, the same logic it will apply for sales, profit, quantity. So whatever KPI you needed, you can use the same logic with the multiple measures. Like that we can use it. So now if we can see the alignment is different here. Percentage is first here, CY is here. So what you can do, you can go to this particular calculation item. You can rearrange here like this. So you will get the current year value, previous year value, differences, change in percentage for sales. You can, yeah, if you want to change it to profit, again you can change it to profit or if you want sales and profit together, you can use the same like this. So if you can see current year sales profit, previous year sales profit differences, change in percentage also it's available. Instead of creating a multiple measure, one logic we have written on top of that, we are using the KPIs, whichever we needed. So this is how we can create a calculation group. This is also an optimized way.